I used to travel for work a lot, and it would be like fly into a city, do an interview, fly to the next city, do an interview, either go to a hotel or fly to the next city, go to a hotel, and then start. And it was truly one of those things where there were days where you looked at the schedule and went, okay, it's Tuesday, this must be Cincinnati. I got a call to work in North Carolina. I flew into Asheville, got a car, drove out in the middle of the woods to a little town, checked into a Holiday Inn near the interstate, and went into the town. Now, the rest of the crew wasn't coming in until Monday, so I had 2 days off in North Carolina, which was kind of cool. And I had heard about Southern hospitality, but never really experienced it. And this place was no different. I walked into the town, and it was a lot less, "Hi, how y'all doing?" and more like, "What you doing here, boy?" And particularly when they heard that I had no ridiculous accent. This town, I should have checked. Anybody here from the South? Because you're not going to like the next few minutes, all right? The area's claim to fame was that it was the beauty queen capital of the world. That there have been more pageant winners from the tri-state area or tri-county area than any place else in the world. They're pretty proud of that fact. One thing I didn't know was that the Holiday Inn I was staying in was also the social center of the tri-county area. That on a Saturday night, anybody who was anybody comes to the bar at the Holiday Inn. And about 7 o'clock, the DJ started. So the whole building was boom, 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 boom. So I figure I'll go down and check it out. I get down to the bar, and it is packed. They have a DJ booth in one corner, and they have one of those old Saturday Night Fever dance floors, with the lights underneath. It's going, and it's packed, and everybody's there. And I walk into the place, and people are immediately coming up to me. "Hi, how are you? How was your trip? Do you like your room? Welcome." Cool, And the men in the place looked like they had gone home from work, found the one clean shirt they had, and put it on over the filthy pants that they had worn to work that day. But the women were all dressed to the teeth. And I have to say that every single one of them was gorgeous. There must have been something in the water, or they hit the genetic lottery. All beautiful skin, beautiful hair, big eyes, great figures, just gorgeous. And any one of them from 18 to 80 could have been models. And they're all talking to me, and they're being really nice to me. The weird thing, though, was the way they were dressed was a little much. It was like they had raided the prom rack at Fashion Bug, or they were all bridesmaids in different weddings that day, and then came directly to the bar from the reception. It was just not like Saturday night club wear, but very, very formal gowns. All the women in this place, and they're doing that thing when they talk to me, they're putting their hand on my arm or putting their hand behind my arm and pulling me in close and laughing way too much at my stupid jokes. I'm like, what is going on here? Now, my traditional MO in a bar is I'm a people watcher, so I go find a corner, or I go to the bar, and I eavesdrop on conversations and watch people, and that's what I did. And they start sending me drinks, and they're sending me drinks not only faster than I can drink them, but faster than I can thank them for sending me the drink. So I'm like, "Thank you very much. Thank you very much." Having a good time, thinking, I got nowhere to be tomorrow, and I'm going to get shit-faced for free. So I'm sitting there and having a beer, having a whiskey. Yeah, thank you. No, thank you. And then it was like the weather changed in the room. And I'm looking around. I'm like, feeling this. It was like a cold front came through. And I'm like, what just happened? And I look over to the door. There's more the people who welcomed me. And they're standing next to a guy looked like a refugee from the Nixon administration. He had like a gray suit on with one of those wide ties. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that are so wide you can't really tie them very well because the knot ends up being like the size of your neck. And an older gentleman, and the people were gathered around him, and they're talking to him, and then they're looking at me. And they're talking at him, and then looking at me. Talking to him, and looking at me. Like something's going on here. So I waved the bartender over, and I'm like, what just happened? And he goes, well, you were the only person in the hotel that nobody knew. So they thought you were from the pageant. Until the pageant guy showed up. My father was very fond of the phrase, discretion is the better part of valor. So good night, everybody. Hey, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. Thank you very much. And got out of there. 2 months later, I get a phone call from the client who hired me to do the video. And she says, David, I don't know if this should be a rebuke or an intervention. I'm like, oh, what did I do? You know we don't pay for your alcohol on the road. I'm like, I know, I don't try. We got your bill from North Carolina, and there is $175 worth of bar charges on your room. And I just looked at the receipt, and it was all served to one person in 1 hour on Saturday night. After they realized I was a mysterious stranger and not who they thought I was, they reversed the charges on all the drinks they bought me. So whenever somebody says Southern hospitality, that's what I think of.